Hello, everyone, and welcome to your December general energy forecast. So, I've already pulled all the cards for this month, and I have two cards that are going to be representing the theme for this month. And our first one comes from Teal Swan's The Frequency Tarot, and it is alchemy. Now, what is alchemy? Alchemy is our ability to turn leaden situations, very heavily emotionally invested situations, into golden opportunities for growth, or for our second card, wisdom. But before we get into that, I want to kind of give you an example of this alchemy in nature, because let's think of the caterpillar. And I think that all of us have had a misinterpretation of the caterpillar, because the caterpillar doesn't just become a butterfly, it's not transforming into something new. From a biological perspective, the anatomy of the butterfly is already in the caterpillar. It actually has something called imagined I believe it's like imagined parts or imagined body parts, something along those lines. And what is happening for all of us is we're in that chrysalis stage where we are shedding, a lot of different things that no longer positively serve us so that we can unveil the truth of who we are. That is what alchemy is. Alchemy is our ability to take those grief or to take sadness, anger, frustration, whatever it is, and be able to peel it back and say, you know what? Here's the truth. Here is the truth of it. And that's what alchemy is, because it's turning that which is leaden into gold, or that which is unvaluable to something that is valuable. And that's what this alchemy process is all about for us this month of December. We're taking everything that we've learned from this month, or from this whole entire year, and we're alchemizing it. We are becoming more of who we've always been. It doesn't mean that in 2025, you're going to emerge fully and completely as the completed butterfly. No, none of us are quite there yet. We are all still in this process of alchemizing. And part of that alchemization is about wisdom. And what is wisdom? Wisdom is applied knowledge. You can know a lot of things. You can have a lot of book smarts. You can just have a lot of genuine street smarts. But unless you actively put those ideas into practical practice in your everyday life, they will just remain ideas. And Spirit is saying now is the time to really start cultivating that wisdom. And there also is an underlying current here for both alchemy and the cloak of wisdom of trust, trusting that you will be guided every single step of the way, and trusting that Spirit has your back. And so that's actually going to lead us to our first card. And this is our foundation for the month of December. And here it is. It is trust. So Spirit is really asking us to trust that the beautiful Abraham saying, everything is always working out for me. Even if it doesn't look like it's working out for me, I trust that there is a divine power that is in charge of everything, and it is working constantly to align with truth. And I trust that. I trust that I will be carried to exactly where I need to be when I need to be there. And that can be something that's really hard for us because we want to control it. We want to say, well, this is this and this is that. And that's going to lead us to our resistance for this month of December, which is openness. And I know that sounds really weird, like openness. How is that a resistance? And what it's really saying is that we must remain open. We must be willing, just like the full moon in the background, here and the full moon in this picture is to let go of what we think and what we think we know is best. And again, it goes back to that trust. I don't know what anything is for, but you know what I do understand, or what I do have a deep feeling about, that I will be guided to where I'm supposed to go. And maybe my plan doesn't work out exactly as I think it should, but I'm leaving room for miracles. I'm leaving room for surprises. That's what openness is. It is open-mindedness simply means that you have the ability to look at another perspective without necessarily trying to say, well, but mine is more right, or mine is more this. It's, I'm open to hearing you. I'm open to hearing you. Because a lot of times when we listen to others, we're not we're not really listening. What we're doing is we're listening to respond. We're listening for key words, key phrases, key things, and we're not really open. We're already on the defensive. We're ready to go on attack. And Spirit says, let's just take a breath and just be willing to be open on in anything, with be it with your plan compared to the divine plan, or be it with just listening to someone else. Be willing to listen, to simply hold space, and to be open to receive the nuggets of wisdom that the divine is going to be giving to you. Because our next card is representing our values that are going to move us forward. And what we have here is the sparrow with delight. And of course, this is Christmas time, New Year's time. We are full of delight. We are full of wanting to get together with other people and just be in that joy of connection, be in the joy of giving and receiving. Because remember, whatever you give, you're always giving to yourself. So be that wisdom or be that judgment. Remember, if you want to be in delight, then give love. Give it to yourself, give it to others. And that is what is going to really help us to move forward in openness and trust, is that delight, that feeling of connection, that feeling of joy, that feeling of giving and receiving, that feeling of allowing ourselves to be happy and to be joyful. For this is Christmas time. And it's such a wonderful time because everybody, no matter if they celebrate Christmas or not, it just seems to be a more joyful time because people are tuning in to joy. And our next card is going to be representing our inspiration. Our inspiration is inner peace. Our inspiration is to come into that delight so that we may feel the true peace and connection between all of us. And that inner peace, what does inner peace really look like? Well, for everyone, it's different. Everyone has their own sense of what inner peace is to them. And Spirit is saying that's what's going to move us forward. And then our next card is representing our action, and it is protection. And what that means here is, in the story of the month of December, what steps are you going to take in order to, and I'm going to use the word protect your peace, but that doesn't mean that you have to be on the lookout and be like, oh man, okay, I got to protect myself from that and this energy and that energy and this person and that. That's not what protecting your peace is. To protect your peace merely is asking you, what thoughts and ideas are you going to allow to live up here rent-free? Are you going to allow the thoughts that bring you a lot of anxiety and fear to live up here? Is that protecting your peace? No, it's not. And a secondary message of this is we have to remember that our peace is always protected because it is part of who we truly are. And so the divine is always protecting our peace. And what we're really doing is we're just tuning back into it. You know, each time we choose to allow some thoughts, ideas, or beliefs that kind of live rent-free up here start getting us into anxiety, we move away from that peace. And Spirit is saying, I will keep your peace for you. Don't worry about it. All you have to do is tune back into it. So, what thoughts are you going to choose that are going to help to align you back with your peace? Are you going to choose thoughts of anxiety, worry, judgment, fear? Or are you going to choose thoughts of love, unity, connection, joy, happiness, delight, giving, receiving, the feeling of warmth? What are you going to focus on? And that's going to lead us to our last card for the month, which what is the next step? To flow, to go with the flow of life. Because we have to remember something very important. We are all a part of life. Life is constantly flowing. When we when we are in resistance to that flow of life, that's when life gets hard. That's when we are no longer open. We're not trusting. We're not in our inner peace. We're not in delight. And we are believing that, there are enemies all around us, all at the door. And, we're just going upstream. And it's really hard. Life is not meant to be hard. Life is meant to be fun. Life is meant to be joyful. But we have to go with the flow of life. And sometimes it's going to be a rocket and you are just going to be flying down the stream. And other times it's going to be so gentle that it doesn't even feel like you're moving, but you are. So we just go with those flows. We allow ourselves to go with it. And you know what I'm noticing here? It's very interesting in the imagery of the cards, as well as the AI generated image for December, the full moon. Because the flow card, we have the full moon. In the background, we have the full moon. And in the openness card, we have the full moon. So again, such a beautiful invitation from Spirit to say, release, let go of your resistance, let go of what you think, and what you think you know is best, and allow yourself to alchemize all of this into trust and delight, into inner peace and flow. Because that is what we are all capable of. We are all capable of tuning into the flow. We are all capable of tuning into our intuition. And we are all capable of tuning into our own inner peace and alchemizing all the situations that we've been through. This is such a big release, letting go, and so that we can truly flow into 2025 on the wings of delight, on the wings of inner peace, saying, I don't know what's going to happen in 2025, but I don't have to know because I am grounded in the trust that I can use what I have learned, what I have alchemized. I can use my wisdom, my applied knowledge in every aspect of my life, knowing that my peace is perfectly protected by the divine. And my only job is to tune into that and flow with it. And now this doesn't mean that you're just going to become a passer, someone who's on standby. No, you will take aligned action. Aligned action. That means action that is in alignment with the truth of who you are. The truth of who you are is love. The truth of who you are is happiness. The truth of who you are is peace. Those are the steps that you're going to take. And if you're in a lot of fear, that's okay. Take the step that's going to bring you to the most peace, because then that's going to help you step into the flow of peace. We can't step into the flow of peace if we're in the flow of fear. We have to take 1 foot or 1 toe, 1 inch of skin out of there, and at least place a fingertip into peace and delight. And it doesn't have to be immediate. It doesn't have to be like, throwing yourself over there. Again, it can just be as small as moving your finger from fear over to peace, so that you can start to feel what that flow feels like and be like, wow, this flow feels a lot better than that one. Maybe I'll start getting out of this pool, and that's going to lead us to this beautiful sense of enlightenment. And there's another card that's actually on the other side of my desk here that I'm going to get up and grab because it just goes so well with this whole story. And it's coming from the Kyle Gray deck. And again, it talks about protection. It is green Tara, supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. And again, there's the word trust. Trust, trust, trust. And know that I love this. Know that you are increasing your awareness, that deep connection. Trust your inner voice. Again, there it is. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3 cards, 4 cards that are talking about trust. And then we have Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose. And remember, what is your purpose? To be happy. Your purpose isn't to go out there and do things. Your purpose is to be happy. Your purpose is to be the most authentic you that you can be in any given moment in time. That is your purpose. Release the fear and speak your truth. Beautiful. And then we're just going to pull the card from the bottom here. And it is Lady Nada, Heart Awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Giving and receiving in balance. Wow. I mean, and then we have higher learning with the Melchizedek. You have learned from experiences. More inner study is now required to further your progress. So again, it's telling us that whole alchemy process. I love it. It's just absolutely, oh my gosh. And then we have Soul Flame here. And it says rediscovering a lost part of yourself. And remember, no part of yourself is ever really lost. It's just not in the light of your awareness. Experience relationship harmony and healing. And why are we going to be doing that? Because we are what? We are trusting. We are open. We are centered in peace and delight. We are taking whatever action steps, and maybe that is using God's greatest gift to you, your left and your right foot, and walking away from a situation so that you may flow more easily. You're going to be applying your wisdom. So, I mean, this month of December is going to be a wonderful month as long as you use it for this opportunity for alchemizing, this opportunity to turn everything that you have learned, everything you've experienced through the year into gold. And that gold is that wisdom, which is the applied knowledge, and trusting and staying open in delight and quote unquote, protecting your inner peace, knowing that you are always divinely directed and divinely protected, trusting the flow of life. So I thank you for joining me. I thank you for being here, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.